Hello and welcome to a new episode of Skiltron Meeting Folks. And tonight I have the pleasure to have a very good friend of mine. He's hailing from Scotland. And please welcome Christian Kimet. Hi, mate.
Hello, how you doing?
I'm fine, my friend. How are you?
I'm not bad. Yeah, it's been a long time.
Yes, man. It's been like last time we saw each other. Actually, last time we spoke at all, it was like more than a year ago. Last time we were there.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
last
That
time we had
was
played.
that about October.
Is it? It was February. Just there to make it a time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Jesus, I can't remember anything. The whole time thing seems to have just stopped.
yeah. It's everything
You
fucked
know,
up.
lost up.
so we should say why so many logos under your name, because Christian is a bass player of the band Warrior Soul, also from Cheesy Pearls, Love Hate, and is known as the promoter manager from the venue Bannermans bar in Edinburgh, which is a very special place for Skiltron. I think it's the venue in Europe that we have played the most. The other day was
You've been there a
actually,
lot of time.
I was counting it the other day and I thought it was 7 or 8 times already since
Yeah, that
2000.
would make sense.
Yeah, since 2013, pretty much every year.
Yeah,
Yep, that was it. And you know that it's
I think you
always,
had 1 year where you didn't play, maybe
yeah,
just the
but
one.
there was one that we played twice actually. So
Oh well, there
that
you go.
compensated. And you know that if that's the case, that we have been there like so many times, there's a reason, and it's because it's an absolute pleasure. We love the country, we love the city, we love the venue, we love the people, and it's every time we play there, it's like an amazing experience.
It's always great to have you there, and that's the thing. I get asked about it, and there are always specific people that go, "When are Skiltron coming again?" So we'll have to get a date in the diary for, I don't know, next
that
year.
that's Yeah, that's what I was thinking now, and I was gonna ask you, like, unfortunately, that might be a little bit more complicated now
Okay,
because of
okay, fair
the
enough.
all the restrict. Well, not even talking about right now, but in general, when all the Brexit shit and everything,
Yeah,
that
yeah. No,
is not something that definitely is not going to make any favor to the musicians, like from or outside the UK. That's like something like it's gonna be unfortunately affecting us all.
yeah. I mean, this whole Brexit thing has really fucked up music, and well, for UK musicians, especially trying to get to Europe. But the fact that they want to try and hit use with fees and stuff to get in and things, it's insane, man. I don't know what they're doing, and we're about to try and come out of this current situation, and it's just gonna be shit. You know,
You know
they've
that
done
the, I
no
was
favors for us whatsoever.
I was thinking that the other day, because, well, this year, because every pack of merch that I was posting, whether Scotland or England, for the first time ever, I had to add, that the green paper that they add for customs international, like when you post to,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
example, to outside Europe or Switzerland or things like that you have to put that green paper. And now it was requested for the first time to post to Scotland or England because of that. That
Really.
that that show you, yeah, that how everything is changing.
And did you have to pay any extra fees for sending that? Because I know when certain packages arrive in the UK from outside the UK,
Mhm.
there are ridiculous taxes on it. People
Oh,
might have bought a CD and then they have to pay like an extra £15 just to get it to their door.
for I don't know, because I just paid like whatever this. I don't remember honestly if it was any different from previous packages that I've been posting before, but what I noticed was that I had to add that the green custom paper now. So
Mm-hmm,
from
mm-hmm.
customs, yeah. So that is showing already that things are different for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And I
Unfortunately,
mean, the thing is, you know, that's the problem. I mean, they wanted to take control of their own economy, so to speak. We won't get bogged down in politics, but the whole thing was we want to be in control of everything, but it's just fucked trading. And there are so many small artists and bands, just things like that. Companies that are not multinational cannot afford to operate in this circumstance.
Yeah. I've seen that now they have the idea that the Fringe is actually happening this year. Is it happening?
To a degree, it's on a much reduced capacity. My understanding is they're setting up 3 sort of outdoor marquees that will hold a few hundred people, and they're just going to have to, do the slots. It's going to be a much slower turnaround than normal. I mean, obviously, Edinburgh normally has it's like double its population just in visitors.
Should we say for those who doesn't know that the Fringe is like the biggest art festival in the world, that it takes place normally in Edinburgh in August, and it's like huge, and like
the whole month of August.
So many venues, street art, and Bannermans is one of the venues that it took place. It takes place normally, but now what as you have said now it's gonna be like much smaller.
Yeah, I mean, I've been speaking with organizers that sometimes put the comedy into Bannermans that we have, because normally we would have comedy from like midday until 6 p.m. and then we turn it around and get it ready for the gigs at night. But speaking to the organizers, we don't know if that's going to be remotely possible, because gigs or entertainment of any level at the moment, there still seems to need to be a 2-meter social distancing thing.
Yeah.
And if you look at a place the size of Bannerman's, 2 meters is just insane.
Yeah, ridiculous. Yeah.
So it's
but
the city's going to suffer yet again. But we need to get over this whole pandemic first, I guess.
Yeah. But anyway, that's at least some good news that you are going to open soon.
Yeah, well, we're opening May the 17th, just as a bar again. So it'll be great. It'll be like we did it last time when we had that short window between August and October last year. And, we were able to operate at a capacity of about 100 people throughout the whole building. So that wasn't so bad. But it's a different vibe. We've brought in different tables. It's a completely different setup. I mean, if you came in, it looks cool, but it's just different.
It doesn't feel like the same. It just doesn't feel like.
Yeah, exactly. So, but you know what? We still had the same regular loyal custom coming, which is great. Because it's not only nice to have the trade, but it's nice to see familiar faces and stuff like that.
If I could, I would be there.
Of course, yes. And the first beer's on me.
Yep.
Maybe we can go do some karaoke again after.
Oh man, don't even mention that. People doesn't need to know. But that's what I'm gonna ask. Do you have what's the information so far about how is it gonna be at first? Okay, you should say like just as a bar with social distance and stuff. Do they need to book a table in advance, or it's just
Yeah, basically, the way that the government have sort of got it stipulated is you're supposed to reserve a table. It's a 2-hour window that you're allowed. So like we're gonna open at 4, so like first 4 till 6, and then we have to get them out, clean it down. We've got to have like 15-minute turnarounds for cleaning and stuff like that, just to make sure that all the surfaces are clear and all that. And basically, what we're encouraging people is to email, which is info@bannermanslive.co.uk, and make the reservation that way. I'll get back to them and confirm it, or if I don't have that time, I'll offer them alternatives, and we'll take it from there. And it's table service, which is kind of strange because in the past, I wasn't even on the bar that often, but now I'm out on the floor taking people drinks and stuff like that, which is, it's very different for me as well.
Hmm. A proper waitress.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
So
Get your waiter.
and what about do you have any info where at least is it planning to have like some are you going to be able to put like music on the background, or it would be as ridiculous as before?
This time we can, as far as I'm aware.
Okay.
I've not been told otherwise.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, because last time it was just insane. I mean, I don't know if you saw, but we
Yeah, I
set it
saw.
up where we got the bands in to record and stuff, and then we showed it, and then
Yeah.
we couldn't do it because they said no background music or television.
And
So as far as I'm aware, this time we are fine to have background music.
and what about any info where is it going to be possible to have live acts actually, like with people?
I mean, at the moment, we could if we really, really wanted to, but because again, it's on a 2 meter distance level. Apparently, it's 2 meters squared, so that's a fair distance. So putting them into that gig room isn't going to work.
Yeah.
Even having somebody up on the small stage in the front bar is not going to work.
Mhm.
So what I might encourage people to do is something I did last time to try and get around it was I had a few regulars that did busking normally. I would open the doors to the bar and have them play across the street, and it actually created a really
saw that,
cool
yeah.
vibe. Yeah, and it worked really well that way. They were able to make a few quid, and people were able to get some entertainment. People were buying them drinks. We gave them a few drinks, and it just created an atmosphere. And it was great. People would go out and dance in the street and all that sort of thing. And because we were not responsible for it solely, then there was nothing that could be done about it.
But it's like you just said that you need to be creative and that, and that's for example the reason I create this little space here to chat with friends and everything is because we need to do stuff. We need to keep going and carry on with things like just not standing and sitting and not doing anything. That's why how the bands start with all the streaming things, and then because it's necessary to still trying to find the way to do something.
I mean, if I wasn't doing this tonight, I pretty much wouldn't have seen anybody publicly for, I know this is just online, but I haven't seen anybody for a couple of days, kind of thing. So it's just me in my house. So, I mean, fortunately, I'm able to keep myself entertained. I know how to do that. But this sort of thing is important. And as you said, like doing the live performances online and stuff. I mean, I saw you did it and stuff as well, which was cool. And at the moment, it's the only way, for some people to make money.
That's what I think people have. I have said this before here with other guests, and people have asked us like, will you be able to do a proper live streaming show? Yeah, we would like to do that. We won't have any problem, but the problem is that we live all so far apart that it's impossible. So the best I could be doing it is just me play through the songs just with the guitar, like as I am doing now, but just playing the songs. So that's the best we can offer at the moment. We should be playing. It was so weird. I don't think that this is any secret, because if they are putting it online, I don't think that's like anything I shouldn't say or anything. But last year we were supposed to play a festival in Russia, and obviously it was canceled. And when I was waiting just the information to or they asking me, okay guys, are you available for next year, because obviously it's not gonna happen this year also. They just asked for our passport information for visas, like just now, and that's in July.
As in today, right?
And that was like, but do you have any? When are you going to have the confirmation that this is happening? It's like, it is happening. We already have the confirmation.
Okay.
So still, I don't know what's going on, because okay, maybe the festival might be happening, but if we have any issue from whatever country we are in traveling from, or we need like that thing that they say now, the passport vaccine or whatever. If we are able, we will do it, but still it's not very clear. So
No.
but according to them, they say that the festival will be happening, so I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's like in the UK, they're saying that festivals will probably happen around about August, September
Well,
time.
they are insisting pretty much with Bloodstock.
Yeah.
Now, yeah, they are like definitely it's happening, and what they've been doing now is like replacing foreigner bands for all British bands. That's what they've been doing.
Yeah, I noticed that because
Yeah,
I had some bands that were booked for Bannermans for around about Bloodstock that were playing Bloodstock.
yeah,
And a few months back, they came to me and they were like, "We're not going to be coming over to do this
yeah.
tour."
Oh,
So I don't know if they're still on or off the poster yet, but I know that they're not coming. I can't say who it is, obviously, but yeah, it's one of those things. I mean, some of the bigger like multinational festivals with the bigger international acts on it, I'm surprised that they're confident that it's still going to happen in August.
they are very
But,
confident
yeah.
for. You know what the thing is, and this is also it's not a secret because people know it. You know what the thing is with many festivals, they can't announce that it's cancelled until they know from the government that needs to be cancelled, because otherwise they don't the insurance, they are not going to be paid by the insurance.
Yeah, well, is that not what happened to Hellfest?
Probably,
Something like
yeah,
that.
yeah. Because if they cancel because they think it's not going to happen, the insurance is going to say like, okay, that was your decision, because
Yeah.
that's the tricky thing there. So they need to wait until it's officially not possible to make. So
Yeah, and the thing is, in doing that as well, they're fucking with people that have made travel plans, have booked hotels, have taken time off work.
Absolutely.
So it's everybody it's affecting. Again, there's the people that have the stalls that sell the food. There's just everything at these festivals.
Yeah, or people that they are saying that no, we are going to have like a test on the side, like so people arriving they can do that. Okay, and what if they are positive? They have to go back on their own or something.
Well, yeah, I know. I saw that as well. How you can expect trouble if that's happening.
Yeah. It's like,
I mean, I know there was talk about, I don't know how they would do it exactly, but where you have to submit a test like 48 hours beforehand or something. So I don't know. I mean, with festivals, it would just be even more complicated because obviously you have those that show up for like the day, not the whole 3 days and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's just gonna spiral. So yeah, it's so hard. I mean, you've got the people that say, just throw everybody together and see how it all pans out. I mean, places are starting to, do that. There was a festival in Liverpool, or a gig in Liverpool last weekend, I think it was.
Like one of those test things or something like that.
Yeah, yeah. So they did one of those in Liverpool, and then they did. I know Spain has done it, but then.
Oh yeah, I saw the Spain.
Week, all right, okay. Well, last week in America, they did one in a stadium. The stadium was supposed to hold like 70,000. They limited the capacity to 27,000.
Yeah.
But I think it was mostly a free festival, and it was for like war veterans and care workers, that kind of thing, to kind of thank those people. But it was big acts that they got to play it. It was like the Foo Fighters, and Brian Johnson from AC/DC got up and sung with them and all that sort of stuff. So they're trying. I guess we just have to monitor these and see the results afterwards.
Yeah. Like overall, it sucks big time, all this shit. I'm so done with all it.
No, I know. And I mean, the thing is, I know people that have had it, I know people that deny it even exists.
Ah, there's all
You
kind
know,
of things. Yeah,
yeah. And I mean, then there's me, touch wood, who seems to have avoided it.
yeah. Yeah. Where I am here in Finland, it was all the time since the beginning, like pretty much very relaxed everything. It wasn't like big panic or big restrictions. A couple of weeks ago, there was like 2 weeks 2 or 3 weeks that it was everything a little bit closed because there was like a pike. But you know what's the funny thing here? A pike in Finland is like 400 cases or something like that. That's like,
Totally.
yeah. So they're already, but well, it's a small country, so if you go in percentage, maybe it's big, but still not. And what I was gonna say is that when there's people that they see, no, the vaccine has something to control us all, and like it's like a evil plan that they put something on you, and something like that. You know, when I was listening to that, I was thinking to myself like, I don't give a shit whatever is there. If that's the solution, just put it on me. I don't give a shit what you're putting. So
Well, I mean, the thing is, anyway, they have all your information anyway. I
uh,
mean, like
uh,
right
if
now.
you have a Facebook account, they know everything. That's it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it. And
I mean,
every time you go to whatever newspaper, sport result and everything, and you put consent, I agree. Yeah, agree, consent, and that you are giving your information everywhere.
well, not only that. I mean, if you think about it, if you go into a supermarket, right,
Yeah.
or any shop,
Yep.
these days it's all card payment basically,
Oh yeah.
and it doesn't matter what it is you're buying because it's all barcoded. So the minute they scan that barcode,
Yeah.
they see what's being sold, then they see who's buying it. So I mean,
They know they know what you eat, what you drink, what you don't eat, what you like, what you dislike. They know everything.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
So it's yeah, I'm not scared. I've got my first vaccine appointment in a couple of weeks.
All right.
I just got the date through. So yeah, I'll get that and see how it all pans out.
I still need to wait because it's by age, and I'm too young for that, so I still need to wait. No, but apparently it's gonna be like maybe next month or something like that. Maybe I can already.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, over here they've started to really up the speed that it's happening, because I mean, I found out a couple of days ago when I'm getting mine, but I also now know somebody that's younger than me that's getting it 3 days before me.
Uh-huh.
So I think they're just starting to, get it out as quickly as they can.
Yes, a bit confused. Well, I was confused when they were requiring me to wear a mask because I thought the under 16 it wasn't needed. So it's like I was like, why?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I'm just wondering about your pick collection, your plectrum collection on the back. I was wondering if there's a Skiltron one there.
Not in there, but I do have Skiltron.
You have, yeah.
Yeah. In fact, I have a drawer down here, and in that, I have a jar that's loaded with, because
okay.
It used to be a thing. I used to go to gigs, and if I got a guitar pick, I was like, right, okay, I'll keep them, and then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna frame them. But I only ever framed 2 lots. I mean, I swear to God, I could pull out this jar and show you how many guitar picks I have.
I believe
it's like insane. And I think like I have 2, maybe 3 of yours.
Did you literally put my plectrums on the microphone thing? Have you done? Yeah. On back in 15.
Yeah. Yeah. I did that.
We should say
guitar.
We should also tell to people that Christian was like or my own personal guitar tech on back in 15.
Yes, I was. And that was some weekend.
Man.
That was the worst weather ever, though.
I remember you arriving after searching the VIP tent all over the place, like all covered in mud and
Yeah, and I like being a dumbass that I am. I flew in obviously separately from you guys. You're already there.
yeah.
I have this whole hoo-ha trying to find my passes and stuff. I get them. I fell in the mud. I cut myself. I was only wearing Converse fucking canvas boots. The mud was up to my knees. And then I met you in the VIP bar or whatever. And you went, I have a confession. I was like, what? I haven't sorted your tent. And I was like, what?
Did I say
My
that?
tent wasn't up, so I had to put it up in the piss and rain. Well,
I remember now.
I managed to get a pair of welly boots the next day for about €10.
Yeah.
Which changed my whole outlook on the festival.
Oh yeah, you can't go there without. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I know that now, but yeah, that was a great weekend, and
absolutely.
I was appreciative of just to come over and do it and hang out and
hanging out.
Do you remember I had a argument with the stage manager?
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
Like a proper fucking. Because I started your intro tape and he hadn't given the okay. And we're standing arguing in the background. But we sorted it afterwards.
Hanging out with Judas Priest and Cannibal Corpse and.
Cannibal Corpse, yeah.
It was just funny. It was just funny. A story for people that we were just waiting for Judas Priest to came out from the dressing room to like have a picture with Halford and stuff, and we were like, oh, we should be waiting here. And exactly where we were waiting, it was also some guys from Cannibal Corpse, and it was a Biohazard.
Yeah.
And they were waiting. And the guy from Cannibal Corpse was asking me, "Do you think Rob is coming now?" It was funny.
Yeah, no, I remember that. It's that was cool to see Judas Priest, and I know Rob Halford's brother these days.
All right.
Yeah, like not like amazing friends or anything, but we've played on a few gigs together. Like his band, Voodoo Sue, have played with Warrior Soul and Luffy down in England a few times. They're a good band. Very different, but very good.
Yeah.
So, yeah. In fact, speaking of Rob Halford, have you read his book?
No. I confess something.
It's just called Confess.
Confess, yeah.
It's
I'm wondering what he's confessing.
Well,
there's not much left. There's not much left to confess, I guess.
Well, do you know what? I think it was like maybe 6 pages in or something like that, and I read this story and I was just like, holy fuck. I can only imagine how the rest of this book is going to go. And I won't say anything in case there are people watching this that are going to read it. But
not the spoiling.
It's brutally honest.
All right.
And let's just say that his groupie tour stories are different from Motley Crue's tour stories.
Okay. No, the one I have here is Bruce Dickinson one, but I haven't had the time to read it yet. What this?
Do you know I actually have it sitting right next to me just now?
Oh yeah, well, me too. Here. Wait. Here.
Well, there you go. He better give us a plug for sharing his book.
Is it what? Sorry.
He better give us some sort of reward or plug for showing his book.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Fair enough. Like now, changing subject a little bit. I was curious about something that I was gonna ask you, like even beside this, but now we have a good opportunity. Maybe people will find it interesting. I saw in the group that you have created, the Bannermans group on Facebook. Somebody has posted a photo of the place from it was from the 80s, 82 or something like that, and the place was already named Bannermans.
It's been named Bannermans for a wee while. I mean, it's gone through a number of different things. I mean, I don't know if you know much of the history of it, but like it used to be I can't even think of the fucking words that it was, but it's been various businesses over the years.
But do you know from what year the name came from? About
Well, see, it was originally a guy called Bannerman that had the place
okay.
back in the day. Like we're going back to like the 1800s, and
So I was suspecting that there was a bar from decades there, but I didn't know that it was with that name for so long.
yeah, but I mean it has changed names over the time as
Okay.
well. I believe it was called like Smithy's Tavern at some point or something like that as well. But yeah, it's been Bannerman's for a long time, but it wasn't always a music venue when it became a bar. It was just a bar for a while, like more of a student sort of hangout and stuff. And
Yeah.
Apparently they used to do breakfasts and all that kind of stuff. But you know, now it's known more for its live music.
Yeah.
So,
But you know you know how I'm really passionate and interested in all the Scottish history and stuff, and I'm the building itself. I guess is like pretty old, with the arcs and everything. Yeah, because I was Duncan, the bagpiper who has played with us a couple of times. Yeah. So with his band from Edinburgh, it's called the Gorms. He was playing there's a little bar on the very top of the Royal Mile. It's called Incent Ewart. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it okay. The Incent Ewart, something like that.
I don't know.
No.
You're obviously not pronouncing it right.
It's a very
no, I
very,
don't know.
very small pub with traditional live music on it, and down the bar there's the like a very old door, like we are talking like centuries ago, with like the remains of a older bar.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it's in. One time I actually had the I was supposed to have the opportunity to go there, but something came up. I don't remember that it wasn't possible because it's not like something that is open to people. It's like maybe I don't know if it's dangerous to go down there because of the instability or whatever. But some of the guys did invite me there, but then it wasn't possible. But I would love to see that place. It was.
Is it like up, like towards the top of the Royal Mile?
Yeah. Like let's say 100 meters from the entrance of the castle, something like that.
Okay, because is it not sort of up about there as well? That you've got like Mary King's Close and
no. Yeah. Well, I've been to Mary King's Close. Yeah, I've been to the dungeons and everything, but no, this is like a little bit further up.
Okay.
But what I guess, I guess based on Mary King's Close and everything, and this is like there must be like so many things underground there, like all over the place. Because I know Edinburgh is it was built one city above the other one, pretty much. Yeah. Something like that. Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. It's like the gig room at Bannermans, that wasn't that big before. There used to actually be a wall, so you know where the archway is.
Yeah.
So like that room was only half the size, and that wall got knocked through, and that was all.
Okay.
And
So the venue, the actual venue, it was only the pile of the arch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically.
That's interesting.
But also, I mean, you've obviously stayed in the flat above Bannermans a few times.
Yeah.
There's the cupboard as you come in, like straight across just before you go to like the lounge area. at the back of that cupboard, they've actually bricked off
Uh-huh.
another arch that's as big as the gig room,
Uh-huh.
and it's now used by the ghost tours.
Oh, I know. That there was also there's like a very underground and gothic venue that they have like gothic fetish parties or something like that also somewhere there,
That
right?
they used to have it just across from Bannermans. I'm sure it's up behind the caves actually.
It's the
If
caves.
that's the
That's the
one
name.
you're thinking of.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I'm pretty sure. Torture Garden, I think the name is.
Torture. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's yeah. I remember that. And also I remember that where is
Yeah,
it? Where is it? Banshee. Also, it was a different name. No long ago. That name is
yeah.
more
It
is
used to be
new.
called Nickel Edwards.
Ah, okay. Yeah. So there's like
Yeah,
there's like all the bars that they're in the area, and that they've been there like for a while, but with changes of name, like changes of the how is the bar itself and everything.
yeah.
So that yeah, I'm really interested in all that. It's like very interesting stories like all over the place.
Well,
And
the next time you're over, remind me because behind the bar, I have a book that was actually commissioned, I think, by a guy called Douglas who used to have it back in the day, and it's got all the history about Bannerman. So it's like, you know how
uh-huh.
on the outside of the building with all the plaques and stuff like that that
Sorry,
gives so
say
much
again because
information
it
about it.
was freezing for a bit.
This actual okay, so behind the bar, I actually have a book that was commissioned by a
Yeah,
guy called
I,
Douglas that used to own the place back in the day. Um, and it has the whole history of Bannerman's back to as far as they can trace it anyway, which is like the start of the 1800s.
oh
Um, and so I'll show you it the next time you're over.
yeah.
I mean, some of the information is actually on the plaques outside the building, but we updated that over recent times just to bring it a bit more into date. But yeah,
Yeah.
I'll show you the book.
It's like a personal diary or something like that of the venue.
Kind of, I guess. Yeah, but it's weird. It also, you know, tells you about other elements in history that happened at the same time. So if there was like a massive thing happened in history that tied
Oh
in with
yeah.
something that happened there, then it tells you about that too.
The fire and everything maybe also.
See, if I'd known, I could have brought it, and I could have. Sorry, on you go.
The about the fire. What when was the fire in Edinburgh? That big fire that it was.
Well, there was the one way back when all the people from the plague and stuff died.
I remember that in the
Is that the one?
I
Or
I
I
took
mean, because
I took the ghost tours once, and they were telling about there's what's I don't know what's the name of the other arcs that they are just off Waverley Station. Uh,
like down where the I can't speak where the dungeons are.
yeah, there. They say that there was like a underground place or something that people when the fire started they were like there to refugee from the fire, but actually they could never came out
Yeah, it's
again.
because they all baked to death.
Yeah.
It's because
Yeah,
they were basically
exactly.
like inside a clay oven.
Yeah, correct.
And some of that was actually on Nedry Street, I believe, and that's why like that whole area is kind of like haunted with the vaults kind of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, you said you've done like the ghost tour. Has anything ever happened when you've been on one?
When what?
When you've done a ghost tour,
If something happened
has anything ever?
like so
Has anything happened?
something what do you mean like something paranormal or something like
Like
that?
someone that scared the shit out of you, or
Yeah, they were doing sometimes like as a joke, that they were talking and then boo, but very stupid things like nothing
okay.
real. But yeah, I believe there's a lot. I don't believe. I know there's a lot of stories and very dark things like over the history.
A friend of mine got shit happen to her when we did a tour together.
All right.
Like honestly, or like I won't go into the whole details because it's a long ass story, but we ended up coming out of the vault before we went to do the rest of the tour, and she asked me to check her back, and from like her lower bra strap to the top of her jeans, she was like red raw with scratches, like in crisscross pattern, and like she didn't believe in any of it.
I
And
think you
then
mentioned something like that before.
yeah,
Now,
this happened.
now that you tell, yeah,
I might have
man,
told you that before. Yeah.
yeah, man. That's like, okay, okay. We don't want to scare people out from the stream. And by the way, do you have the what was called that thing? The that honey, the cascabel ready
Oh, we've got
for
honey cascabel ready.
for
Don't you worry.
any time we come back. You know that has to be ready. It's amazing, man. That's very nice thing. And
Yes, don't you worry. It'll be there.
okay, so it's any because I saw there's other places in Edinburgh open already about they can have like some kind of a garden outside and everything. So it's on the 17th that you are opening. It's like many other places opening along with you.
Yeah, I mean there will be a bunch of places that open at the same time. I'm guessing only because they feel it's going to be viable for them. But I think there will still be some places that say no, and that's going to depend on the kind of license they have.
Yeah.
Because I mean the rule is you have to be clear by 10:30. Excuse me.
Yep.
So, like anybody, places that relied on Bannermans trade after we closed, they're not going to have that now. So, I do know some places that won't open, but that's only for now. And I still don't know when that will actually be that they can open. It might be end of June or something like that. But again, it just depends because the ones with the beer gardens only opened like a couple of weeks ago, so we've not really seen any reports on any spikes or anything like that. So I guess what will happen is we'll get through the first few weeks of indoor drinking again, and then I guess we'll have to monitor because that's what fucked it up last time.
Yeah.
It was we got to open for 9 weeks and then we got forced to shut again.
But for example, what happened last summer, it was obviously because it's summer, there's no like too much cold or things like that, so obviously it went down. So what we are hoping is that after this summer that can continue going down because of the high level of vaccinations. And there's actually, I've been reading the other day, there's a threshold of immunity. Do you know about that?
Okay.
So, for example, when you got a threshold of 70% of the population vaccinated, the 70% is the threshold that you need to get for getting the mass immunity.
Okay.
So that it means that when you go to that 70%, the rest, even the virus still going on, it's not going up anymore. It's only going down. Once you get to that threshold of 70% of your population, that applies to every different country, each of the different countries. So that's what I was reading the other day. But I'm guessing that 70% means like fully vaccinated with both doses.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I would guess.
The thing is as well, is it going to become a thing that you then have to get vaccinated every year after this?
That still remains a mystery.
Yeah. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah. And when we were talking also, pretty much with every person that we were here talking, is about our area, which is entertainment, and we play in bands and we are on tour and everything. I think that I'm guessing that the people from now on, is going to give more support and appreciate more everything. Something, because something that you always have been given by grant, like yeah, there's band playing anymore, so we don't. But now, when actually you didn't have the chance to do it anymore, you actually feel. You have seen how it feels like not being able. So maybe after all this, it's gonna be like a new beginning, if you know what I mean, like a different.
Well, I hope so.
Yeah.
I mean, because there are plenty of people that sit there on their asses and go, "Oh, live music, I miss it so
Yeah.
much," and blah blah blah.
What I mean is more like, oh yeah, I'm not going. Man, I go next time they're playing or something like that. That's what I mean.
Yeah, yeah.
I can see them next
Mm-hmm.
time, something like that. That's what I mean. Like
Yeah,
maybe
well,
now.
Hopefully, yeah. I mean, hopefully people like do realize that it can't be taken for granted.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's like I've had one act in particular like that's had to have their date moved 4 or 5 times because of
well,
COVID. And
I have
like
done that with many shows that we had. Yeah.
Yeah.
4 times now.
I mean,
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've supposed to have been on tour about 4 times a Warrior Soul, a couple of times a Love Hate, and it's just, so for me, this whole thing is like a complete change because I'm not gigging at all. I'm also not working with the bands either that are coming to Bannermans. So,
Absolutely.
I mean, I do hope that people that, from an outsider's perspective, actually realize the real impact that it has on somebody that works within the industry or performs within the industry. And it's like, I get it, and everybody will be fully grateful where somebody's going, I'll stick a couple of quid in their tip jar tonight to help the band out and stuff like that. I hope that these people can get over the fear of COVID when the live shows do return, and they actually go, you know what, I am going to go and see this band. I am going to go and support that venue.
But you know what? Sorry, continue.
No, I was just going to say, because at the end of the day, the bands can't happen without these people. And yet the bands are also there to provide a source of entertainment. And without the bands, the venues can't operate. Without the venue, the people have nowhere to go. And it's just like a circle. And then that's not even taken into consideration people that like work within the merchandise, the sound guys, everybody like that. These are all people that need the support, not just the bands and the venues, everybody. So I do hope that people do actually view it like you said and go, it won't be a case of next time, it'll be, fuck it, I have to go and see this band.
Exactly.
Who knows?
Who knows what? After this, you don't know anymore what can happen anytime. This is something that we will never have imagined. Something like that.
No. And
even at the beginning, when all this started, and a little bit more, I told you, we were in February there. We played like 10 gigs in Scotland, England, and everything. And people was talking about that Chinese thing going on,
Yeah.
Yeah, but then they actually realized, that's what I mean, and now it's something that we will never ever imagine. Also what I was thinking about the support and everything, I've seen that even during these times, you can, as I'm talking from my own experience or our experience with Skiltron, we have seen that when we most needed the support of the fan, we seen that they are there always. Because I don't know, you have seen that we have put together a crowdfunding campaign to help us with the new album.
Yeah.
And we didn't only reach the total goal, but we got to 110%.
Wow. Well, there you go.
So it's like you see, like, people is there, and they give you the support that you need to keep going. So that's something that we had to make like a spontaneous. When it finished and we saw that, we need to make a spontaneous live streaming with one of the guys. We didn't have enough words to thank them all.
Yeah, I mean, we're the same. We set up like a crowdfunder with Bannermans, and that was to help so as we could like do those videos that we started getting bands in to record and all those sort of
Yeah.
things, and that way we could pay our sound guys and help our sound guys, and that's what that crowdfunder was for, to help the people that are technically some of them self-employed, these sound guys. So our crowdfunder went out to help with that as well, and everybody that donated, I mean, it's truly amazing, and
Yeah.
it's not forgotten.
I saw
You know,
actually you had like a real gig. It was what's called this band that they Twister.
Yeah, I mean, basically what it was is about a month ago, um, I got added to like this private message group chat thing, and it was the guys from Twister, and they were saying, "Listen, we want to do this tour. It's going to be called Give It Back, or Give It Back to the Venues, something like that." And I think they picked like 8 cities and
Yeah.
8 venues, and they would go in and they would do like a full-on show. Like they brought a full production with them. They brought it all themselves, and then what they did was they set it up to try and encourage people to donate some more,
Yep.
because they were doing the show for free.
Yep.
And then they made money by selling merch online and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know it's not much, but I mean, like, for example, when they did it, I they're in the venue. I'm like, do you guys, have any merch with you? And I ended up buying like their album and all that sort of stuff just to help them on their way
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
That's all you can do, is just support the people within it.
Yeah. And how did it? That was actually they didn't have any get any special permission to travel as a tour or anything. No, it was fine. It wasn't nothing that it was.
To be honest, I didn't look in the legality side of it. I just let them deal with that themselves. The way I was able to look upon it was, I had people coming in to work for me, so to speak, and as they were actually all basically from within the same household, didn't really make any odds anyway.
Okay.
Yeah. And as I said, it was just the band and their driver and everything they arrived with. I mean, they brought their own stuff for transmitting the show and all that kind of stuff.
And I guess even it was like just a streaming thing without people or anything, just the feeling of listening the live music play there again, it was great, no?
Yeah, oh no, it was outstanding. Just to be in a room, because we had not much of a light show, but there were lights. There was the band there. They were having banter as though they were at a gig kind of thing. It was cool just to be there, and I really can't wait to get to the first proper gig I can get to.
Do you have any?
No idea when it is.
Do you have any posters of upcoming gigs on the wall?
At Bannermans?
Yeah.
No, not at the moment. I received some through the mail the other day from a band for a gig in December. But I mean, before we closed down, any posters that I had up had all gone out of date by the time we're getting ready to open. So they've all come down. But I've
no, but what I mean is that there's shows already booked.
Oh, there are shows already booked. Yeah. I mean, like, I spent so much of this time just rearranging everything. So at the moment, anything in May and June is definitely not happening. Yeah. I think I've cleared everything out of May, and I think June's the same. The first show I have in the book is July the 3rd. But again, I don't know if that's gonna happen or not. Yeah. I'm gonna be in a big sort of Zoom meeting kind of thing on Tuesday. It's with the Music Venue Trust sort of thing, and they're gonna try and outlay some more stuff, and hopefully we'll get a bit more clarity as to where we are with gigs going forward. But I mean, it's so difficult. I mean, if I could say 100% that July onwards was gonna work, then I would be posting it all over. But to be honest, we really don't know.
And up to what date you have a book band for 22 or 23 already?
The furthest in gig, because I've got my diary here in front of me. At the moment, I have a show booked in for November the 7th, 2022.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I have seen so many cases like that. And even it's gonna be great if all that happen at the same time. All the bands they are going to be touring at the same time. That's what I mean.
Yeah, well,
You know,
that's it,
if next
exactly.
year things are much better and all tours are low and everything, it's gonna be crazy gigs all over the place, which is gonna be
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
But at the same time, it can be, something tricky situation because it's like many bands play in the same city the same day, or
Well, that is a risk as well,
yeah, yeah.
I mean, I saw a thing today that one of the big touring promoters has said that in 2022 they've got double the shows booked than they had in 2019.
I imagine, yeah.
So I mean, it's going to be insane. You just kind of hope that it's the shows are going to be staggered enough, but it will get to the point where there will be people, there'll be big bands in the city at the same time, as you said, which
Yeah.
could be problematic. I mean, I'm going over to Dublin for a show in June next year if it goes ahead, and the night that I fly in,
I am guessing
again?
what I'm guessing what show it is, no?
Oh, you know.
Yeah, and also in Glasgow.
I'll be in the Glasgow one as well. Yeah.
If
So
if we come to the situation that everything is fine and no problem to travel and no UK restrictions or anything like that, maybe we can meet for that Glasgow one.
sounds like a plan.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Or
sounds like a plan.
you can also come not far from where I am, and we can go to Sweden Rock.
I saw that lineup announced
Yeah,
properly the other day, and I was thinking about it.
yeah. Why not? That's a
So
looks like
yeah,
very
yeah.
good one. Yeah,
It's also it's a much smaller capacity than a lot of places. I think like Sweden Rock's only like about it's either 25 or 30,000
oh, really?
people.
That the small that? Oh, I thought it was like more than 40 or
Yeah.
50. Yeah, it's that small.
No, it's small. I've been to it a couple of times, and it's a much smaller festival.
We should
And the
tell.
good thing about that festival,
No, sorry.
I was
Continue.
going to say the thing that's good about that festival as well is like see the bands on the smaller stages, they get like to perform like a minimum of an hour, whereas you come
All
to
right.
like the major rock festivals in the UK, and these bands get half an hour.
20
But you go to
minutes.
Sweden and see them
20
and they do
minutes
an hour.
sometimes.
Yeah, well, that's it exactly.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, but
I've spoken to bands that have been offered like the UK festival sometimes, and they're like, they want us to come over, play half an hour. They're not going to pay us enough. We're going to end up out of money. So they're like, it's not worth doing it.
yeah.
They go like, you'll get the exposure of doing it, which is that age old. Oh, think of the exposure, but it's
Yeah.
like they basically are saying, come over, we'll get you on, you'll get your half hour, but you're also not allowed to play any other shows in the UK.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
And we
yeah.
get 25% out of your merch.
Well, yeah, that's it exactly. It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah. But yeah, that Glasgow or Sweden Rock or anything, it would be a good plan. And we should tell people that we are talking about Guns N' Roses. And
Yeah,
I don't.
for sure.
Maybe people doesn't imagine me being a fan, but I am, because it's nothing to do with the music I'm playing. But yeah, it was a band that starts started it all for me. That when I start playing guitar, the first thing that I was listening to and trying to play chords alone, with those little books that you get the chords with the lyrics and everything.
Yeah.
That's how I was learning
Yeah.
everything. So it's like, and since then, and I was in the very last show of the Use Your Illusion tour ever. That it was in July
You
'93.
gave me the ticket.
Yeah, it was July '93 in Argentina. That was very last Use Your Illusion tour date. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
And you have
I
seen
am.
also that tour in Gage. Gage was Gage.
I saw them in Gateshead in Newcastle on that tour, but I also saw them in Milton Keynes as well,
Okay.
which was in '93. But they called that Skin and Bones at the time or something like that.
Ah, yeah, yeah.
But yeah.
With the acoustic set and
But
everything.
it was still, you were at that last show. I
Yeah,
know that.
I was also on the regular one in '92. You know what was crazy? They play in Argentina. They came twice within 7 months.
Oh, wow.
It was December '92 and July '93. So in December '92, it was the normal show that they were doing during the tour, and then with the acoustic set, the Skin and Bone leg that you told about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, by the way, about that time, something that I forgot to mention is like you were actually like a big fan of Warrior Soul, and then you became a member of the band.
Yeah, that's kind of fucked up. I mean, the first time I saw them was at Donington Monsters of Rock Festival when they played it in like '95. It was like them and Metallica, Slayer, stuff like that, Therapy. And yeah, it was cool. And yeah, I remember watching Warrior Soul. I already had the albums and stuff like that. And then here I am. We're working on a new album at the moment.
Do you want to tell like a little bit, like very short version of the story, how you ended up being a member?
Basically, I ended up booking Warrior Soul for Bannermans one time. My band supported Warrior Soul. Then the next time they came and toured, they asked us to do a couple of shows with them. We did that. And then maybe like, I don't know, a year later, Corey phoned me and was like, I'm going to do a solo thing. I wondered if you could be a part of it. So I was like, sure. So we did the Payback's a Bitch thing. And then after Payback's a Bitch, it went back to being Warrior Soul. And that's been it. And that's been since about either 2013, 2014. So, 6 or 7 years. So
yeah, when you look in retrospective, all those kind of things, like they must be crazy, and you're like,
it's pretty mad because I mean, not only did I buy their albums, but I also bought Love Hate albums. I saw them before as well,
I remember that you told me the story that you were living like it was an island in the north.
Yeah, the Orkney Islands.
In Orkney, yeah, and you were buying the it was a Metal Hammer or something like that, and you got to know all this band by the cassettes that they were coming along with.
Yeah, yeah, and I was up at my folks' house late last year, and I was clearing stuff out, and I actually found that cassette with Warrior Soul in a box. So I still have the cassette.
That's cool. But anyway, Christian, I don't know if you want to tell anything else to people watching or the people that is going to watch later, because we always put the... I don't know why I say we, because it's just myself here. But I always put the streaming the streaming on YouTube so people can watch it later if they didn't have the opportunity and they want. So do you want to add something else to these people watching or future?
Okay, well, basically what I'll say is go out, buy the Warrior Soul back catalogue. The last album we released in November last year was a covers album, which was kind of different. It was called Cocaine and Other Good Stuff. It's doing really well. It's the follow-up to the last two albums we did, Back on the Lash and Rock and Roll Disease. We are working on a new album, which the plan is to be out later this year, but I'm not sure. It might be next year. Also, the new Jizzy album is due out, I think, early next year. There's a single coming out from that this month, maybe in about 10 days. I can't remember exactly, which you can pre-order at the moment on like your Spotify's or whatever it is, you go and find it.
Mm-hmm.
And lastly, but not least, Bannermans will be open again on May the 17th. So go book your table at info@bannermanslive.co.uk and we'll see you at the bar and you can all buy me a honey cascabel.
And yeah, we wish you all the best with, of course, the new albums of all your projects. And for Bannermans on the 17th, hopefully it's gonna be the definitive one and never closed again. So all the best from this new beginning, and hopefully next time we talk for this that we talk each other we see each other, it's gonna be on your place with a beer in the hand, and not like just this streaming thing that is fine for now, but it's not what we want to for the future.
Absolutely. And appreciate you having me on, Emilio. It's been fun just catching up.
Thank you for being here, and thank you everybody for watching, and everybody's gonna watch later. Good night, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're watching from. Bye bye. Bye, Christian. Thank you.
Yeah.